Reggie Miller, part of NBA All-Star Weekend festivities in Chicago. He'll be on the call for the Rockets-Warriors this Thursday night at 10:30 Eastern on TNT, alongside Kevin Harlan and Kristen Ledlow. I guess with the common theme of the player introductions, I have this one offered up from one of our listeners, Jim Whistler. His three-point shot was so deadly, they called him a killer. Here's five-time All-Star Reggie Aloysius Miller.
Common who? Let's put theater in next year.
Uncommon.
In Indiana. That's right. Forget Common.
Yep.
Look, I've been a part of the NBA and the Turner family for the last 14 years. That was absolutely the best, hands down, intro that I've been a part of. Certainly they didn't have anything like that when I played. But, you know, let's face it, it's the All-Star game is, I would say, half entertainment and half the game, right? That was the best intro because Common was on point, and everyone's asking, did he have a teleprompter up there? And I tell them, who cares? I don't care if he had a teleprompter or not. His cadence and his delivery and the short rhymes were on point. So he really set I think him along with Jennifer Hudson, they set the mood, the tone for the game. I thought Shaka Khan was fantastic as well. You and I were Shaka's era. We grew up with her music, her singing the national anthem. The tone was set, and I thought the game delivered when it had to.
All right. Did you know it was going to be that intense? Because I looked at the stats here, Reg, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but first quarter, players combined to shoot 62%. They shot 48% in the second quarter, 57% in the third quarter. They shot 35% in the fourth quarter. Dunks, 23 in the first quarter, 12 in the second, 13 in the third, 3 in the fourth. Fouls, 2 in the first, 5 in the second, 7 in the third, 21 in the fourth. Block shots, 1 in the first, 2 in the second quarter, 4 in the third, and 7 in the fourth. It started to heat up.
So what you're telling me is there's a theme. Something was forming as the night went on. Look, no one really knew what to expect in this new format. Once the game started, I think Grant and Marv and we kind of looked at each other. It was like, oh, here we go again. The first two quarters, I think the guys were kind of feeling their way through. LeBron won the first quarter for his charity. Giannis won the second quarter for his charity. And they went to halftime. I'm thinking, okay, all right, both teams, they've got money for their charity. Now it's time to go. And I think you saw the level of play step up the start of that third quarter. And certainly that fourth quarter was the best basketball. I know people were like, there were so many fouls and, you know, offensive fouls. Look, guys were putting their bodies on. Kyle Lowry was putting his body, his career on the line, standing in front of LeBron James coming downhill. Are you kidding me?
I didn't want it to end on a free throw. And if people thought this was going to speed up the game, it didn't. The fourth quarter was 45 minutes long. But I did like that. Could you ever see the NBA adopting this during the regular season?
I don't think so during the regular season. I think for an exhibition, glorified pickup game like this was, it was fantastic. I know people are probably a little bit upset by ending on a free throw, but they knew all along what your target number was. By any means necessary, get to that target number. Sometimes you've got to play defense without fouling. And I think I kept highlighting that once they hit 156. You've got to play defense without fouling. And they got caught on a switch with Kyle Lowry down low against Anthony Davis, and he had no choice but to foul him.
The slam dunk contest. Help me out here. Help me understand what was going on behind the scenes. And if you had to vote today between those two, who gets your vote?
I would have gave it to them both. And I kept saying this on air. I thought the judges, they set the tone and the mood. That's whatever scores they gave out. They set the tones by giving out those 50s early. So a lot of those dunks, I wouldn't say were similar, but they were close in nature. So if one got 50, the other had to get 50, right?
Yeah.
So you couldn't go above. So I don't care about them giving out a lot of 50s, but the tone had been set. So to me, I would have walked off the podium. And look, we've had All-Star Game Finals MVPs before, right? We've had co-Rookie of the Years before. Why can't we have a co-Slam Dunk champion?
Well, here's something. I don't know if this has ever been brought up, but why not have 9.6 or 9.8? Not everything is a 10. Not everything's a 50.
You're right. I believe they used to have something like that. Kind of like the Olympic judges,
yes.
In gymnastics. I agree, because some, like the Pat Connaughton dunk, could have been like an 8.5 or an 8.6. It could have been something like that. Which, look, when you jump over a 7.5 dude, and you've had 50s across the board, I just don't see how you lose. I don't see how you can lose that. So to me, they should have shook hands and we'll share the championship, a Bobby Fischer line. But Derek, let me say this too. Derek Jones Jr. deserves the win as well because he was spectacular. So I don't want to rain on his parade because he is the slam dunk champion. But I'm still scratching my head how you can have 50s across the board, jump over a 7.5 dude, and not have any hardware at the end of the day.
But why were the judges reportedly conspiring to make it a tie? Why not? I mean, just
look. I think Kenny and I kept it honest. We kept Dwayne Wade a little bit honest. I think they didn't want that responsibility because if they would have given Aaron Gordon a 50 and it would have been another tie, they would have had to decide those five. So obviously it would have been a 3-2. You would have had your champion by then. I don't think they wanted that to come down to them, which is unfortunate. That's my only reasoning and thinking behind that. But you jump over a 7.5 dude and you have 50s across the board, you deserve to win.
What about the play with Trae Young going between the legs of James Harden? Could you imagine a young guy, like a second-year guy, doing that to you?
Well, he's done it all year, the nutmeg, as they call it. And he's done it in games throughout the year. But he usually does that against big men. Rarely will you see a guy on James Harden level, a guard. You normally don't see that done because James Harden has done that to players before. So I was a little surprised he did that. And that kind of showed the first two quarters. They were kind of going through the motions and everyone was scratching their head like, oh, God, here we go again. But it's a sweet play. But I will say this. If I'm one of those bigs and he did that to me, I would let him go all the way to the hole, and he's going to be out about a week. Right? He's going to be out about a week.
You know who looked out of place last night? There are two guys. Jokic and James Harden looked out of place in a format like that.
I think, well, from Joker's standpoint, it's a glorified up and down game, right? And his style of play is throw it to me in the post, do a whole bunch of cutting. Either I'm going to, pass the ball to you, I can knock down a three. It's not really his style of game. James Harden probably hit the biggest shot, that three in the corner, to tie the ball game, or I believe to go up three. So I think he came on late. Again, it's an all-star game.
Yeah.
I'm applauding how that fourth quarter. I've never seen so much dialogue with the officials in an all-star game, maybe ever. And it shows you the sense of urgency. And I don't know if you could tell by watching the game at home, but the two charities that were side by side in the end zone.
That was awesome.
They were going at it, which added to the hype in the building. So that was kudos to whoever thought of that to have. I mean, it was brilliant. Team Giannis and Team LeBron and that fan base going at one another. It just added to the drama inside that building.
Did you cross paths with anybody interesting at the All-Star festivities?
It was star-studded, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it took me back a few things because Donnie Wahlberg, I remember when, and I'm going to tell you my age, like when New Kids on the Block, again, that's your...
No, that's not mine.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not mine.
Yes, it is.
No.
Okay, your girls. How about this? Your girls, right? Your family?
No.
Yes, they were. They were listening to New Kids on the Block. Stop it,
My
Theodore.
boy band was the Osmonds and the Jackson 5.
Okay, my boy band was the Jackson 5. Okay, you're right. It's not ours.
Okay, all right.
Mine
So
was the
Donnie
Jackson 5,
Wahlberg and New Kids on the Block. What?
Yes, back in the day,
Okay.
Market Square, when they would come through, I mean, they asked me to go on stage with. It was crazy back then. Like some of the stories.
Wait, you went on stage with New Kids on the Block?
I went on stage with New Kids. Oh, yeah, baby. I had my overalls on. Yes, they brought me out.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Thank God social media was not around back then. Thank God.
Paulie, find that. Find that picture of Reg on stage with New Kids on the Block.
We're on it.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Good luck with that. Thank God. Well, if there's Polaroids, there might be Polaroids of that.
Who else did you run into?
Cardi B swung by the broadcast station. Queen. Oh, I love Queen Latifah. Love her, love her, love her. So it was always great when the celebs come by and give a shout out. And Theodore, my Danettes, you and the Danettes need to come to Indiana next year. Why don't you guys treat it like it's a Super Bowl? Treat it like it's a Super Bowl and come to Indiana and just hang out. It's in my adopted home state. Y'all have to show some love.
Do you still have a crib there?
I do not.
Oh.
But we could all Airbnb together. One big family.
We're going to have – yeah, but if Shaq goes into the bathroom, that's not going to be good.
That would be great. The Theodore and the Danettes, and we'll have the studio show with Shaq, Charles, Kenny, and Ernie, and we'll just all be in a house, and we'll just live stream it like Big Brother, okay?
Was Michael Jordan there?
I did not see him. Okay. No. I don't think he was there.
No, because I saw they did that video.
How cool was that, the Open? How cool was that Open?
Yeah,
talking about Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay, Reg, they tried to claim Kevin Garnett with Chicago.
Now, is he from South Carolina?
Yes, he was there for a year and a half when he went to high school. He's not from Chicago.
Well, they claim Jordan, too.
Well,
but you can see that.
Yeah, but Mike, I'm okay with that one. But Kevin Garnett, I went, wait, he's from South Carolina.
He spent some time in the Windy City. He spent some time in the Windy City.
So have I.
I'm from Chicago, too. I've got my head beaten plenty of times by that black cat in Chicago, so I should be a Chicagoan as well.
Did you have to pay taxes for every city that you went into? Really?
Yes. For the IRS that's listening, yes. I paid my taxes. Yes.
And what? Then you had a couple of states that didn't have income tax.
Well, and then you had a couple states that you're there quite often. Like in New York, we were there a lot because of playoffs. Other than the 2 times you go there during the regular seasons, so there's some states that, that tax you look like, what? How am I part of a land? How is this?
What if you don't play but you go with the team? That still counts, right? Because you're still in that state for a game.
You know that picture of Uncle Sam saying, pointing at, he knows what Big Brother's always watching. He's looking. He knows.
By the way, Jordan turns 57 today.
Happy birthday, Black Jesus, Black Cat. Number 23.
You're not
I hate calling him Michael Jordan. I hate saying Michael Jordan because there's a lot of other names I can't say on air that I affectionately call him. But the GOAT.
Okay.
And we just celebrated, our great athletes in our game today in the All-Star game. But to me, he stands above everyone else.
And I thought
I might be close.
The one thing that really struck me is the impact that Kobe had on these younger players, because as we like to say, he was their Jordan.
Correct.
And Kobe's impact, influence on these younger players is really remarkable. Jordan didn't do what Kobe did. He wasn't reaching out to try to make these guys better, or hey, you want to pick my brain. Like Kobe really relished that. I think he loved the science, that approach to being great, and the fact that these guys, every one of them had a story about Kobe.
But also, too, Kobe was the start of social media and the height of it, and he used that to his advantage. If MJ would have been a part of the social age and media and TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, he would be just as big. But
I know, but I don't know if he would have been sharing secrets.
No.
Right?
Well, I tried when he was shooting Space Jam, and we'd go up to the Jordan Dome to play after he – I still don't understand how he did this. He would shoot from 6 a.m. to about 7 p.m., and then summon us. The king would summon us to come play basketball. They built a dome. They called it the Jordan Dome on the set of, I think that was Paramount or MGM, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They built a basketball, and we would all come run from like 9 to like midnight. And Dan, I swear, I was like, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the tails. I'm gonna find his weaknesses. This is gonna be great. He's not gonna know what I'm doing. And every time they would pick teams, I'm like, nope, I want to be on the opposite. I said, no, I'm opposite MJ. We're the same position. It'd be good, for us to go at one another. Damn it, I couldn't find a damn thing on this dude. Not one. Not one.
I got 2 more introductions for you before I let you go. I hope you're not getting a cold here. You sound. Is it just because you were talking so much this weekend?
Oh man, All-Star Weekend.
Okay.
Yelling over, D Wade, and it was a long weekend. But see, I knew how important this was. Our conversations on Monday. I don't care about my throat. I care about our conversations.
And I'm texting Reg, while he's getting ready for the 3-point or the 3-point shooting contest, and I said,
yes,
hey,
tell him our convo.
I said, are you going to bring it up on the air of a former player with a current player in the 3-point contest? And what did you say?
I said, perhaps, if it comes up, yes, I will. And then you said, you can take credit for it.
Yes.
I'm like, no, I don't steal things from other people. I'm not the Houston Astros. So I don't need to steal or cheat.
All right.
That's what I was saying.
I know. All right, here you go. He's one of the best shooters of all time. I can say that with no pretense. But on the other side of the ball, my man never played defense. Here's Reggie Miller.
That is so. I cannot believe you just hurt my feelings like that.
Okay, I'm gonna hurt your feelings again. From beyond the arc, my man was real nifty. When Reg came into the league, he weighed $150.
No, okay, now that's better. That's much better. That's the proper calling I deserve right there.
Safe travels. It was great watch, great listen the entire weekend, and TNT did a wonderful job. Reg will be on the call for Rockets and the Warriors Thursday night at 10:30 Eastern on TNT. Thank you, Reg.
Theodore, absolutely the best. Danettes, I love y'all. Big Brother House, Indiana, All-Star 2021.
Woo! That's Reggie Miller.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.